In this lesson, you'll learn how to write a story for kids in 12 easy steps. We'll also end with a lesson challenge to test your knowledge. Step 1. Brainstorm some story ideas. Start by making a list of potential story ideas. One way to come up with ideas is to think about the things you love, and then try coming up with ideas relating to these things. For example, if you love cats and pizza, then how about the following ideas? A cat is on a mission to find her owner's missing pizza van. A cat and a pizza boy must work together to find out who kidnapped their neighbor. A cat is on a journey to find the best tasting pizza in the world. Step 2. Develop your chosen idea. Pick one idea from your list in step 1. Now expand on this idea. You can use the jigsaw method to expand on your idea. Start by thinking about who the main character is exactly. Next, think about what your main character wants. And finally, think about why your main character can't get what they want. For example, Millie the Persian cat wants to find the best tasting pizza in the world. However, in her town, there is only one pizza shop that she knows of. Step 3. Decide on a book type and genre. Based on your developed idea, will you be writing a picture book, short story, chapter book, or graphic novel? When choosing your book type, you need to consider who your target readers will be. If you are writing a story for young readers under the age of 8, then picture books may be the best option. Alternatively, if you're writing to an older group of children, such as 9 and above, then a chapter book format may be more suitable. Of course, the choice of book type also depends on your original idea. Some ideas are quite simple and call for a shorter book format like picture books or short stories, while other ideas that are more complex with multiple conflicts may call for a longer format, such as a chapter book. At this point, you should also think about the genre of your story. Will it be a spooky horror story, a magical fantasy tale, or an epic sci-fi thriller? As this can also influence your book type choice and the rest of the planning process. Step 4. Develop your characters. Start by making a list of the main characters in your story. Then, for each main character, create a character profile sheet. A character profile sheet includes all the important information about the character, such as where they are from, how old are they, what are their fears, what is their role in the story, and so on. Here is an example character profile sheet for Millie the Persian cat. Step 5. Develop your setting. Setting refers to location and time. Start by writing down the time period your story will be set in. Will it be set in the past, the future, or the present time? Try writing down the exact year and date if possible. Next, think about all the locations your story will be set in. Location can refer to a building, country, city, or planet. Make a list of all the main locations in your story, and then try writing a description for each location. Step 6. Plan the ultimate climax. The climax of the story is where the actual conflict happens, or where your main character's problems are at their highest point. Start by describing the main conflict in your story and how it will affect your main characters. Next, list out any minor conflicts throughout the story that may happen because of the major conflict. Step 7. Plan a good ending. How will your story end? Will it be a happy ending, a sad ending, or a cliffhanger? If possible, write down at least 2 alternative endings for your story. One could be a happy ending where the characters live happily ever after, and the other one could be a sad ending where something terrible happens. Of course, you could try planning more than 2 alternative endings. Step 8. Outline your story. Create a book outline for your story. A book outline is generally a document which is between 1 or 2 pages long. It provides a brief summary of the beginning, middle, and ending of your story. It includes all the major events, plot twists, and conflicts in your story. This is also sometimes called the synopsis of a story. Step 9. Write the first draft. Using your book outline and other planning materials from previous steps, write down the first draft of your story. It's perfectly fine to have spelling mistakes, grammar issues, and structural issues with your story at this point. The purpose of a draft is to write your story in full for the first time, and to get your ideas down on paper in detail. Step 10. Read and edit the draft. Now it's time to read your draft story. Share it with your friends and family members for advice on how to make it better. The first time you read it, try to focus on structural issues with your story. In other words, does it make sense? Are there any plot holes in the story? Are the key events in the correct order? Then, fix these mistakes and read the story again. Now look out for finer details in the story. Are the characters relatable? Is the conflict powerful enough? Does the opening paragraph hook the reader? Again, fix any mistakes and read the story again. Now you can look out for spelling mistakes and grammar issues with your story. At this point, pay special attention to how dialogue is used in your story. Finally, once you have finished reading and editing your story, you can move on to the next step. Step 11. Give your story a title. Your story is now complete. All you need is a catchy book title to hook your readers. The book title should aim to summarize your story in the least amount of words possible. A simple technique we like to use is the adjective and noun technique. Think of an adjective describing your story, characters, or setting. Then think of a noun related to your story. For example, using our original story idea, we may come up with the following story title ideas: Hungry Kitty, Persian Pizza, Tasty Pizza, Lovable Pizza, Bright-Eyed Pizza. Step 12. Publish your story. Congratulations, you have now written a story for kids. The final step is to publish your story. At this point, you may choose to publish your story on a platform like Imagine Forest, which is a creative writing tool for children and young writers. Alternatively, grown-ups or older writers may also choose to self-publish their book on platforms like Amazon or work with a professional publisher to get their book published. Now you know how to write a story for kids in 12 simple steps. Now it's time for today's lesson challenge. Using the following mood board, can you come up with at least 3 different story ideas? For a written guide on how to write a story for children, please see the link in the video description below. You can also participate in our weekly short story challenge to practice some of the skills you have learned in this video. That's all from us today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more lessons and ideas. See you next time.